Okay, welcome to this explainer. Today we're taking an incredibly common everyday romantic action and totally decoding it. We are diving deep into the unexpected biology, the ancient history, and the neuroscience behind kissing. Basically, we're trying to answer one massive, fascinating question. Is kissing a human invention, or is it a hardwired product of evolution? Let's get into it.
Section 1. Kissing, a weird habit? So, before we get all swept up in the romance, we kind of need to acknowledge the cognitive dissonance here. I mean, pressing your lips together with another human being and exchanging fluids, it's actually a truly bizarre and, let's be honest, potentially unhygienic habit when you stop and think about it objectively. We see it as totally ordinary, but biologically, it's really kind of strange. Which naturally leads us to a pretty provocative question. Why do we actually kiss? What is the driving force making us do this? That is the central mystery of our analysis today. And spoiler alert, the answer is way more complex than just because it feels nice.
To really put this mystery into perspective, you have to hear this number: 80 million. That is the staggering amount of bacteria exchanged during a single kiss. 80 million! Literally, an entire microscopic city is changing hands, or, well, mouths. Knowing that, why in the world would human beings willingly and enthusiastically partake in this activity? Let's investigate.
Section 2. Invention or natural evolution.
Let's explicitly contrast the two major theories going head-to-head here. In one corner, we have Theory 1, cultural invention. This is the idea that kissing is not natural at all. It's just a learned behavior created by human societies. In the other corner, Theory 2, natural evolution. This claim says that kissing is completely natural, deeply rooted in our DNA and our evolutionary history. So let's unpack the evidence for that first theory. A fascinating BBC study of 160 cultures worldwide revealed a completely surprising split. Only 46% of surveyed cultures actually kiss to show affection. That means 54%, more than half, do not. This heavily supports the cultural invention theory. It explains why, historically, some African and Australian tribes never practice kissing at all. You have to wonder, if it were a hardwired evolutionary instinct, wouldn't 100% of human cultures do it? Historically speaking, there's actually a really strong case for the invented theory. The absolute earliest written proofs of kissing are found in ancient Sumerian and Indian texts. In fact, Vatsyayana dedicated an entire chapter to kissing in the Kama Sutra. The working theory goes that when Alexander the Great arrived to conquer India, he and his army learned of this practice. Then, when they marched back home, they spread the concept of kissing all across Europe. It was basically a massive historical chain reaction. And the social dynamics totally evolved alongside this practice. Take ancient Persia, for example. Kissing wasn't just about romance there. It was strictly regulated by your social hierarchy. It was literally a status symbol. If you met your social equal, boom, you kissed them on the lips. But if you interacted with someone of a lower social status, they only received a kiss on the cheek. It was entirely an invented societal rule.
Section 3. Childhood and psychological need.
Okay, now let's flip the script and explore the evolutionary theory. Biologically, kissing might literally have started as feeding. Sounds a bit gross, but it's true. Similar to birds feeding their chicks and our closest relatives, apes and monkeys, ancient humans used a process called pre-mastication. Mothers would chew food, then feed it to their babies mouth to mouth. But why? Because an adult's saliva was desperately needed to break down essential nutrients, like vitamin B12, that babies just couldn't digest on their own and which weren't present in breast milk. Add to that this really interesting biological fact. A newborn baby can only see clearly up to about 20 to 25 centimeters away. Think about that distance. In the wild, this incredibly close facial proximity, which just so happens to be the exact distance of a kiss, was absolutely crucial for a baby to recognize its mother and family members. It was a vital, hardwired mechanism for safety and recognition. But, it actually goes way deeper than just food and sight. Take Harry Harlow's famous 1960s experiment. He separated baby monkeys from their mothers and placed them with two dummies. One was made of cold wire but provided food, and the other was wrapped in soft fur but provided absolutely zero food. When the researchers frightened the baby monkeys, they didn't run to the food dummy. No way. They always clung to the furry dummy. This brilliantly proves that physical closeness and touch are driven by a deep psychological need for safety and comfort. Kissing isn't just about survival, it's about feeling secure. Section 4. 80 million bacteria and genetics. So, synthesizing these two theories brings us right back to that shocking bacteria number,
80 million. And the sheer subconscious genius of the human body. When you exchange saliva, you don't realize it, but you're actually conducting a highly advanced subconscious biological background check. Through that chemical exchange, your brain is instantly calculating, is this person healthy? Is their immune system strong? And most importantly, is their genetic heritage compatible with mine? Your brain is literally seeking out the best possible DNA match for potential offspring, and it's all hidden entirely within the simple act of a kiss.
And what about those 80 million bacteria we mentioned earlier? Well, here is the counterintuitive and, frankly, slightly gross reality. Sharing all those bacteria actually improves your immune system. Yep, by exposing yourself to another person's microbiomes, you are pre-arming your body's defenses against future infections. Your body builds resistance. It's basically the ultimate evolutionary hack.
Section 5. Hormones and Unique Facts. Now, we absolutely have to talk about the powerful chemical reactions firing off inside the brain. When you experience a first kiss, your brain gets completely flooded with dopamine. That's what causes that racing heart sensation, the butterflies in your stomach, and the increased blood flow. But with repeated kissing over time, your brain actually shifts gears. It starts releasing oxytocin. This hormone creates deep, long-term bonding and attachment. Amazingly, it mimics the exact same chemical connection a mother feels with her child. All right, let's kick off our rapid-fire finale with an incredible statistic. 20,000 hours. Studies show that an average person will spend roughly 20,000 hours of their entire lifetime just kissing. That is a massive, massive chunk of our lives dedicated to one single activity. And hey, if you think 20,000 hours over a lifetime is impressive, brace yourself for this mind-blowing world record. 58 hours, 35 minutes, and 58 seconds. This record was set by a Thai couple for the longest continuous kiss. They locked lips for over 2 straight days, managing to stay connected the entire time. Yes, even during their bathroom breaks. Honestly, that is some true dedication to the science of kissing. Which brings us to the end of our explainer and leaves us with one final overarching question. Based on everything we've uncovered today, is kissing a clever cultural invention spread by ancient armies? Or is it our deepest biological instinct, designed to keep us safe, healthy, and genetically matched? Take a look at the evidence we've covered, weigh it all up, and decide for yourself. Thanks for joining us.